My name's Kim Shea. Today I'd like to talk about when caregiving ends, because at some point it comes to an end. Either the person you're taking care of passes away, or they get better, or you just reach a place where you can't do it anymore. You retire or you hand it off to somebody else. And those are many different options that you face. And then you need to start thinking about, now what? I remember when my caregiving came to an end, and it's not that it's ever really come to an end because I have 4 children. I have a man in my life, and so there's always going to be caregiving. I also have a mom and a grandmother, other people in my life who mean something to me. I'll always be somebody who goes out there to advocate and wants to help them out. That's just who I am. And I imagine if you're a caregiver, that's probably who you are too. It's just part of your makeup. But I had a big role as a caregiver that lasted for many years, and I was taking care of a friend, my best friend. When it came to an end, it was a huge hole in my life that suddenly appeared. I had to start thinking, now what? Now what do I become? What do I do with my time? And I had been so busy doing things literally around the clock, being called in at 3 o'clock in the morning to take care of a problem, being called away from dinner in the evening with my kids to go take care of a problem. That's what caregiving is sometimes. There's no time for yourself, and you get used to it. Then when it goes away, you have to reinvent yourself. Now what am I going to do? So I went through a little bit of a period of grieving, of course, but also just this feeling of, I can't do anything for you anymore. It was hard. It was hard to get used to that, being unable to do anything for him. But gradually that became normal, and I started to think, what is it that I would like to do now? One thing that I had thought about for some time was I wanted to go kayaking. I live near a very lovely lagoon. It's basically like a big lake. And I wanted to go kayaking. I had seen people out there, and that had been my goal. I even mentioned it to my friend before he died that someday that was something I would like to do. And the opportunity presented itself. Somebody was selling a kayak, and I bought it. I was scared when I first tried it. I don't know what I was afraid of, but I was just afraid. And the lake is very calm. There's no reason for me to be worried at all, but I was. But I got out there, I tried it, I fell in love with it. I love kayaking so much. It was a nice time for me to get away from everybody else, leave the kids at home, get dinner going in the crock pot or not even think about dinner, go out there and spend time on the water. We have a neat lagoon with fish that jump. It's also a major migratory bird stop, so there was always something new to see. I would talk to my deceased friend while I was out there on the lagoon. I spent hours out there every week, going out there, getting exercise. You should have seen my arms. They were pretty buff. And that was from all the time that I spent out there pushing myself to go longer distances, go faster speeds, explore new areas of this lagoon, and spend time talking to him. I had some really lovely spiritual experiences out there when I was on the lagoon, which we could talk about another time. But the point is, I found something new that I'd never done before, and it really helped with the process of getting over that loss and moving on. That's something that I would recommend to you. So when your caregiving comes to an end, what are you going to do? Let's say that's a ways away for you. Let's say that's even 5 years out for you. You're thinking, I just took on this assignment of caregiving. How am I ever going to get through this? It's so stressful. Start to think about something that you would like to do at some point in time. What is it that you want to do? And it doesn't even have to be something that you need to think about from a logical point of view, like how would you afford it, or how would you get there, or who would you take with you, and who would watch the kids. Don't worry about that right now. If you're still in the midst of caregiving, think about what you want to do someday. Something that's going to give you, at least in your understanding at this point, something that's going to give you some joy, which you're entitled to, and some peace of mind. What is it? How about, would you enjoy adopting a puppy or a kitten? Is that something that you would really enjoy, to have a little companion that you could take care of and still feel needed? Would it make you happy to travel? Would it make you happy to move? Would it make you happy to go back to work and enter the workforce again? Would you like to be a teacher, teach other people how to be a caregiver? Start thinking about some things that you would like to do. Maybe even write it down. On my website, I offer a free caregiver's journal, and that's one of the questions I ask in the caregiver's journal to you. What would you like to be? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? What would be nice for you? Think about those things. Let's say your caregiving has already passed. Now it's your time to go out and think about yourself and to live. It's your time to live. If the caregiving assignment is over, if the person has passed away, part of your healing process now is to figure out what you're going to do for you. And that's a good thing. And that person would want you to do that. That person would want you to go out and reinvent yourself. Figure out what you want to be. That's all okay. That's all good. That's what I'd like you to focus on. If you are past your caregiving, try to think about what you can be now, what you can do that would give you the joy that you have earned. You've earned it. You sacrificed a lot of your life, your time, your sleep in order to take care of somebody else. What you did was huge. Now it's your time for you to start going forward. And if you're not there yet, once in a while when you're so stressed out, you can't even take a break. You'd love to, but you just can't. You've got piles of laundry here, and the person's in their bedroom asking you to please come help them get into the shower. You know you've got to still do that. You've got your own children perhaps, or your own spouse you're trying to tend to. You've got dinner to start. You've got so much going on, you just cannot take a break. Take a break up here. Go ahead and let your mind wander. Think about some things that you would like to do. Those are all very healthy things, very normal things, and I would encourage that. And don't feel guilty that you're taking the time to think about these things. That you are taking the time to think about the future when you're no longer caregiving or when that person is not there. It's okay to think about those things because it will be your time to continue. And I do believe very strongly that's what that person would want you to do now, is go forth. They had their turn. Now it's your turn. You go out there. You reinvent yourself and you find something that makes you happy. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Thank you for what you do.